Hi guys, how are you? Good afternoon, or wherever you're coming in from. Good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. And I'd love to know where you actually are as well, where you're watching. Let me know where you're coming in from. So if you actually are catching the replay too, hashtag replay, so I know you're here and I'd love to say hello to you. So today I want to talk about the meaning behind your food cravings and what they really mean, because I was asked this question by a fellow coach, and the question was, do you think that your cravings carry a message, or are they just bad news for dieters? Okay, so that really got me thinking, and I thought, well, yeah, there's definitely a message here. Hey Brona, how are you? Thanks for coming on. There's certainly a message here behind your cravings, okay? And that's because your body is lacking some sort of vitamin or mineral or nutrient, and it's going to just continue searching until you give it what it needs. And that's why it's so important to enjoy meals, all your meals and your snacks throughout the day, so that they are balanced. Okay, you want to have that balance going on with your meals and your snacks, because if it's not balanced, then that's where your body starts to lack some of the things, some of the vital, really important nutrients that it needs. And when it's not getting that, that's why it continues to look for something later on. And once you give it all that it needs throughout the day, then you're more likely to feel satisfied, and you're not likely to go and keep on looking for something else. And that's the message there, okay? Do you think cravings carry a message? Yes, that is the message. Hey, Antoinette, how are you? Hello. So, what your food cravings secretly are revealing about your health is what I'm going to share with you today, because I have some really fun and interesting cravings that I'm going to share that are just, you might surprise you a little bit, or maybe not. So there's certain foods may mean that your body is actually trying to tell you something really important. Remember, your body's always trying to communicate with you. It's always sending you these little signs and these signals to try to tell you what it really wants and what it really needs. A lot of times we ignore it, we override it, but it's always there, okay? And one of this really fun cravings might be ice. Do you ever crave ice? Do you ever want to crunch on ice? I know I did when I was pregnant. I loved ice, probably because it was really hot in the summertime, but I really loved ice. And some people really do, just like chewing on ice. And if you find yourself craving this, it might mean that you're showing signs of anemia. You might be a little anemic. There was actually a study done back in 2016 where it concluded that the doctors should ask patients if they crave ice, or they did ask patients if they craved ice, and it showed iron deficiency actually. And the ice cravings are actually a form of this desire to eat non-food items, okay, like dirt and laundry soap, and they're actually linked on like a low iron level. And I know that sounds weird, but there's strange things that happen out there, and that's one of them. But yeah, if you crave ice, it might mean that you're a little low on your iron, okay? And the researchers actually hypothesized, I can't talk today, that it might be because chewing the ice might temporarily increase that blood flow to your brain, which actually counteracts that slowdown caused by the iron deficiency. And another one is chocolate. Can't get through this message today without talking about chocolate, and cravings. So if you're craving chocolate, if you find yourself maybe constantly going for chocolate, which is really one of the most popular cravings, you may be feeling maybe a little depressed, or feeling like you need to try to self-medicate. So that's why you might be craving chocolate. And there was actually a survey done with 13,000 people, and it found that those who ate dark chocolate during this 24-hour period, they were 57% less likely to report symptoms of depression, okay? And as well, chocolate contains magnesium and theobromine, and those are two compounds that are shown to actually reduce our stress levels, our stress hormones, and help your muscles to relax. So grab yourself a nice piece of dark chocolate. If you're craving it, it's telling you something, and that's why, okay? And I love dark chocolate, and they say, I think it's believed like 65 to 70% or higher. You get all the tons of health benefits from dark chocolate. It's got lots and lots of good health benefits for you. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I think I eat I think it's 90%. I've worked my way up slowly, but the higher up you go, the higher percentage, the less sugar it has. So yeah, I've worked my way up, and I love a nice little square of dark chocolate, 90%. And it's also a vasodilator too, which means it helps give you energy as well. So sometimes I'll have just a small piece before I go to the gym and do my workout. So dark chocolate is a great snack for you. And if you're just craving like sweets in general, you might just really be needing more sleep. Sleep plays a huge role in our cravings and in our hunger hormone, okay? Because if you're not sleeping well or not getting enough sleep, your stress hormone is going to be up, which means your cortisol is going to be up, which means your hunger is going to be up, okay? They kind of just follow one another. And there was actually a study done in 2018 in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, and they found that when people increased the number of hours that they actually slept, they significantly decreased their intake of sugar. So get your sleep, right? Yep, skip the candy and opt for some sleep instead. And I actually work with my clients on helping them to sleep better and de-stressing techniques so that they can get a better night's sleep, and not just better sleep, but also quantity as well. They both go hand in hand. So when you are getting that, then your cravings are going to decrease. And another one, kind of funny, but do you ever crave cheese? Cheese is like the main ingredient in so many of our comfort foods, like grilled cheese, mac and cheese, right? Just like to put a slice of cheese on something. And it actually contains a compound that improves our mood, and it actually promotes relaxation. So if your food cravings are revolving around something that's kind of cheesy, it may be just because you're in the mood for a little TLC, all right? Indulging in a responsible portion can just be a good way to help you de-stress and feel better, okay? And when I say a responsible portion, that's honoring your hunger, which is one of the principles of intuitive eating. Hey Jenny, how are you? Thanks for coming on. But if you're constantly craving something like cheese, it may also be a sign that you're having issues with your concentration and your memory, actually. And of course, another study, a 2015 study, these people had ADHD, and they were twice as likely to crave cheese as other people. And that was just what they found with what was going on with the brain, and how they were craving cheese. So it can be an issue with your concentration and your memory if that's something that you think you crave quite a bit. And how about soda? I know a lot of us are addicted to soda, right? And while you may love it for whatever, the fizz, the sweetness, what you're most likely craving is the caffeine in it. Okay, your body gets used to that caffeine that you're giving it, unless of course you're drinking non-caffeinated soda. But like just one serving of Coke actually gives you 30 milligrams of caffeine, and that's definitely enough to give you a nice little wake up. Okay, but not enough to quite make you jittery. So a less common reason for a soda craving is calcium deficiency, actually. And according to a 2017 study, the calcium that can actually, the can of soda can actually leach calcium and magnesium from our bones, which actually creates this kind of like vicious cycle of depletion and the craving. So that's something if you're craving soda, okay? And if you're craving potato chips or something like French fries, I feel like they're the two most commonly reported food cravings. But if you're downing a bag of like this just kind of fatty junk foods, it may actually be a signal that your body is low on healthy fats, especially the omega-3s, which are so good for our body, okay? Our bodies don't produce those fatty acids, so to get our daily requirement, we need to eat them on our own. So we need to eat things like salmon and other fatty fish. And I'm not a huge fan of fish, so if you're not either, you could have things like avocados and nuts and olive oil, things like that, and chia seeds are another great omega-3. So those are all the kinds of things. If you're actually craving potato chips or French fries, your body might actually be lacking the healthy fat that it really, really needs, okay? So again, our bodies are always trying to tell us that our body is really smart. We just need to stop and listen to it. And maybe if you're craving water, if you're like super thirsty, chances are that you're just dehydrated and your body's trying to tell you, okay, it's time to go pick up a glass of water. Have a drink, please, okay? But if you're always feeling thirsty, then that could be another issue, okay? It could be a signal for something a little deeper, like diabetes, because excessive thirst and urination are one of the very earliest signs that your insulin levels are a little out of whack, okay? And that means like there's going to be extra glucose that's going to actually build up in your blood, which makes your kidneys kind of go into overtime, okay? Because they have to process all of that. And when you when they can't keep up, that gets excreted through your urine, which in turn is going to make you thirsty. Hey Angela, how are you? Thanks for coming on. So if you're craving something like pretzels, hey Mary, pretzels have to do with a salt craving, okay? And that can be actually a sign of Addison's disease or Bartter syndrome, especially if the cravings come with other symptoms, like you're really, really tired, you're exhausted, you're having weight loss or any kind of skin discoloration, you're going to be craving this salt. But if you're worried that your cravings are kind of taking you over, then notice that the foods that are actually making you hungrier, kind of notice that. See which foods are making you hungry so that you can kind of pinpoint and see, go back through this list and say, okay, am I craving any of these? And see what's really going on inside your body. Another funny one is kettle corn. Have you ever craved kettle corn? And if you have, the body is actually looking for sodium and glucose because it needs those two things to function properly. And these are two nutrients that we really quickly deplete when we exercise, especially if you sweat a lot. So if you're craving like a salty, sweet kind of treat, I'm definitely a fan. It may just be your body telling you that it needs to physically recover, okay? And you need to replenish that. And so that might be why you crave something salty sweet after you exercise. And this is why, most workout drinks will have, they have like that sweet and they have salt in them to help replenish what you've lost through exercise. And if you're craving just about anything, an intense craving for any food really, but usually treats, is usually just mistaken as hunger, when in reality it may just actually be that you're dehydrated, which is very possible. So just so you know, thirst is actually the last resort, okay, that's going to tell you that you're feeling dehydrated. So you're going to feel your thirst, even like you could be dehydrated, but you're not going to feel it right away, and then all of a sudden your thirst is going to come on, and that's when you're like, oh, I need a drink. Well, at that point, you really should have been drinking a lot earlier, okay? Your body really needed some liquid and some water, okay? So we often will misinterpret these signals that our body's giving to us, and really, as a society, we are just chronically dehydrated. So the next time you want something sweet or you want something salty, try drinking some water first and see what happens. You might be really surprised with the result. And you may actually be shocked that you didn't realize that all the feelings that you're feeling were not actually hunger. all these cravings that you think you're feeling and you're having, and you think it's hunger. It may not be. May be that your body's lacking something really important, that it needs some kind of vitamin, mineral, or nutrient. So the body is lacking one of those, and this will continue. Your body's going to continue to search for it until it gets what it needs. Okay? And that is why it is so, so important to enjoy balanced meals and snacks throughout your day, so that we're not searching for something later on. Okay? The body is more likely to feel satisfied if you've given it what it needs all throughout the day. Okay? So then your craving is less likely to happen because your body feels satisfied and nourished completely when you've given it all these balanced meals and snacks throughout the day. Then it's good. It's good to go. Okay? So let me know if you have any questions about the content I just covered, or anything that is on your mind about your own health and wellness goals. I'd love to chat with you. Let me know. You can pop it in the comments. You can PM me, whichever works best for you. And if there's no questions now, I'm going to hop off. But I hope you all have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.